It was a cold and rainy Saturday night when I decided to play Tetris Effect Connected. At least, I tried to. Online gaming has created a new wave of interactivity. It's no longer a requirement for people to be in the same room to play together. Now, it's possible to play with complete strangers on the opposite side of the globe, so long as there are other people. After years of existence, some online games have become abandoned. Lobbies, once filled with other human beings, are now vacant, with no way to start a match. Fast RMX, a once popular racing game, is notable for being a launch title on Nintendo Switch. Considering Mario Kart 8 Deluxe wasn't available at the time, this was an easy way to get a racing fix. It often stayed among the eShop best sellers. So, where did everybody go? The online lobbies have become abandoned. I can sit in matchmaking for upwards of 10 minutes and won't be able to find anyone. Even the Switch is tired. The online is seemingly unplayable without seeking souls outside of the game. It's more than likely that I won't meet anyone by chance. Thankfully, the core gameplay can still be enjoyed offline, with more modes and local multiplayer. Matchmaking for online games can be extremely variable. Different factors such as the time of day, division of lobbies, current popularity, and event relevancy affect how common it is to find other players. By including online modes, developers set the expectation that an audience will voluntarily participate. Players should be able to find each other at any time of day because it's assumed that other people will be playing. Without anybody joining in, what's the point of developing an online mode? Runbow was a hit game on the Wii U, featuring frenetic 9-player fun. It has a strong focus on local multiplayer, allowing wacky controller combinations to let everyone join. Having 9 people huddled around a TV to compete sounds like a blast. The constantly shifting colors and ever-changing platforms require quick thinking and a sense of humor. Online multiplayer is also an option, and splits into 3 modes: Racing, Arena, and King of the Hill. After entering a queue, the room is vacant. Maybe the Arena? No? Alright, King of the Hill. Even though Runbow was ported to many different platforms, none of them talk to each other. A player on Xbox One can't play with someone on Nintendo Switch, and a PC player can't join a room made on PS4. The scattered platforms, combined with separate lobbies, create a great division of players. Individuals will endlessly linger in matchmaking without seeing anybody else. There's also the new 3DS version. The size of a potential audience can grow depending on how well a game sells. However, sales don't guarantee that players will continually return online years after release. Certain hours of the day could be left with empty rooms and cobwebs, discouraging other players from queuing again. The active population of an online lobby isn't a given. ARMS is a game that sold over 2 million copies. It isn't the most popular game in the world, but enough people have stuck around to keep the online lobbies active. When searching for a party match, there's bound to be a few competitors lingering around. ARMS isn't abandoned, but after attempting the ranked mode, it might as well be. It's extremely difficult to find other players in the ranked queue. This is likely because of the division. Ranked matchmaking will purposefully keep players apart in the interest of having a similar skill level. There may be some leeway with finding other players who aren't matching in rank. Matchmaking could become less strict if it's taking too long to find someone. For a game that isn't as populated as it once was, many players are attracted to the free-for-all party match. It's a queue that doesn't have a lot of division. The party lobby accounts for the number of available players to create a fitting match. It gives less individual control on what game mode to play, yet keeps everyone together, simply for the sake of playing a match. Games that incorporate ranked modes expect the online player base to be large enough to divide into many chunks. A healthy amount of players are needed in each rank to avoid trapping challengers in a queue. Competitive modes can be fun. Waiting for other skilled players definitely isn't. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, Complete Edition, was a re-release that resurrected a delisted title to then modern platforms. It was a cult classic, with amazing sprite artistry, a rocking chiptune score, and a fun gameplay loop. The beat-em-up invites chaotic multiplayer to fill the screen. The revival had online play from the get-go, which is dead. So much for a resurrection. After creating a match, I was getting a bit lonely, so I went to check if there were any existing rooms. Oh. Gee, thanks, Ryan. Well, I'm sure it isn't intended. Online modes become unenjoyable when more time is spent waiting around for other players than actually playing the game. Thankfully, some developers have explored a solution for this, though it's been seen overtaking entire lobbies. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble has extensive online features. A rotating season pass encourages players to keep participating in hopes of earning limited time cosmetics. These items are exclusive to the pass and cannot be earned offline. There's plenty of reason for collectors to get sucked in and keep the lobbies active. There's never been an issue getting into a battle match for this game. After about a minute, I'm off and away to challenge other players.
You're the winner!
There's something puzzling about the results screen. The match is being haunted by computer-possessed players. These players can't be real, these are randomly generated strings. Since players joining a lobby are obfuscated before the match starts, it's hard to tell what's going on. Are real people joining? Or is the lobby being filled with fakes? Interestingly, matches always start after a minute passes. Every single time. It appears as if enough people are available to start a match, but there has to be an invisible timer forcing it to start. Strangely, every match I've played has all 16 player slots occupied. 60 seconds pass, and 16 players are together. With the curious usernames, it's obvious that the matches are being crowded with ghosts. A lack of transparency can lead someone to think other humans are playing. It hides the true nature of an abandoned room. Computer-possessed players are being used to fill the dead air. If a player deliberately chooses to join an online lobby, and offline play already exists, what's the advantage of hiding a computer's identity? Are the abandoned rooms an embarrassment? Or is there a deeper truth to it all? Kirby's Dream Buffet features a similar pass of rewards that encourages repetitive online play. It lacks urgency, as unlockables are not limited around real-world time. The amount of progress made is dependent on the number of strawberries collected and a multiplier. Different modes have varying multipliers, with the online mode giving the largest bonus. It'd be silly not to play online. Indicators clearly show how many players have joined, and a timer that will force the match to start. More often than not, 60 seconds are dedicated to waiting for the game to start. The game openly shows empty player slots, but disguises computer-possessed players with false usernames. A group of non-playable Waddle Dees will appear in races. They're clearly distinguishable compared to the Ghost Kirbys. They're cool. Eating strawberries and rolling around in food is fun, but it's the rewards at the end that give a sense of progression. New costumes, colors, music tracks, and more are on a long list of items to collect. At first I thought minigame, race, and battle stage unlocks may splinter random matchmaking. After some testing, it seems a bit worse. At rank 69, I tried to queue at the same time as a friend who was at rank 62, yet it was impossible to get into the same match. Absolutely impossible. Between those ranks, new colors, music tracks, and a costume were added. Even rank 69 to 64 couldn't match. It was only after matching ranks that we could randomly find each other, and even that took multiple attempts. Kirby's Dream Buffet is very picky about putting players together. Victories and skill level likely make the divide in lobbies much more granular. If the game mixed lower rank players with higher ones, it could spoil rewards and give less incentive to unlock stages. By closing it off, everyone sees the appropriate amount of content, and it makes matchmaking a drag. The extreme divide with a 60-second wait between matches slows the pacing quite a bit. Offline play avoids the queue, but won't give as strong of a multiplier. It also gives the computer Kirbys a traditional CPU name, admitting the fake usernames in the online mode are a trick. If the offline mode offers the same experience as online does, with the exception of waiting, why can't it have an equal multiplier? The online ghosts are calling out. They want more people to play with, more individuals to spectate, to learn from, more human hours to steal. F-099 will often fluctuate in popularity. Timely events tend to draw players in and fill up the lobbies. There's usually something happening at the top of every hour. With a race requiring so many players, the game's swerving popularity makes computer-possessed players end up on the track. Names will begin to repeat, no matter the time of day. 24-hour Sleep, Mewtwo, Mach 9, Speed Demon, One Day One Latte, Turbo Taxi. There are actually over 1,000 names for the bots to pick from. Over 1,000 simulated identities crawling around in the code. Some of them reference other Nintendo games. All of them are fresh boost power. Event modes, such as World Tour, encourage players to band together and drive out the computers. The higher the human player count, the bigger the score multiplier. Humans should have equal competition with one another, not against computers. Many failed drivers are reincarnated as Lucky Bumper. They've been placed on the course to haunt living racers. In between hours, lobbies can dry up. Events occur on a rotation, meaning certain modes can only be played at specific times. Grand Prix? Gotta wait. Pro Tracks? That's ending soon. And if none of that fancy stuff is interesting, there's always a standard race. With only 2 online modes to pick from, people are funneled together. The population can fluctuate, but the F-099 community is dedicated to pushing out the phantom drivers. And bumpers. Computer-possessed players are everywhere. So many games have implemented them. And for what? To create a simulation of other human beings? To give players a sensation of an active community? Some games have become an active ghost town with misleading and fake usernames. Taiko no Tatsujin, Drum and Fun, is a game I've spent a lot of time with. The series is a staple of the rhythm game genre. In late 2019, an online mode was added to the game, over a year after its initial release. I had no prior knowledge of the update and was surprised to stumble upon its addition one day. The online mode featured monthly challenges with unlockable items to keep players interested. There were new customizable titles, icons, and phrases, but most importantly, new songs. The concept is simple. Play 24 different songs before the end of the month to earn a new one. The amount would occasionally fluctuate, but it often stuck to 24. If every song was 2 minutes long, that'd be 48 minutes of playtime per month. The selection of playable songs changed weekly, with 10 being available at a time. This made it a requirement to play almost every week in order to receive the new song. To make matters even worse, it was difficult to find other players online. I'd stay awake into the dark of night, bleary-eyed, waiting to find other players on the opposite side of the globe. At the mercy of matchmaking, when someone finally emerged, there was still a chance of playing a duplicate song. Replaying a song from the weekly selection wouldn't count for the monthly challenge. Duplicates quickly became a dreadful time sink. When accounting for slow matchmaking, a limited song selection, and repeat tracks, 48 minutes of playtime quickly stretches into hours and hours being spent every month. Was it worth it? Yes. With the game being delisted in 2023, the population has seen a finite cap. Only so many copies of the game were sold. As such, only the remainder is left to roam the abandoned online rooms. It's nigh impossible to find others and increase ranking anymore. Maybe the computers aren't so bad. Maybe the focus isn't about simulating an online experience, but rather allowing players to make progress and earn rewards. Without anybody to play against, there's no way to level up, no way to complete challenges. The computer-possessed players are there to blend in and fill the void. They give a chance to play the game. It'd be nice to have a room full of human players online, but it might not be realistic. I'd rather not idle in a lobby for minutes on end without anything to do. Games can try to be timely with events or updates. Some titles go on sale to grab new customers. Others limit options to unify players. Even with the best efforts, there's no guarantee that it'll work. Smaller developers may understand their popularity and opt for local multiplayer. Bigger ones aren't immune from making friend-only lobbies. The best way to avoid ghost opponents and abandoned rooms is to reach out. Invite a friend, search for new communities online. There's bound to be another human willing to play, and new friends to be made. An online game might seem unplayable on the surface, but it might just need a little bit of communication to get going. Alright, I'll try this. Obake Doro. I don't know anybody who's talked about this game. There are very few players on Steam, so I'll try it on Switch. That was quick. But I do feel a little bit out of place. 400 hours? 300? 1,000? This game is far from abandoned. I think I need an exorcist.